On Global TV News Express, remains of late former President Buhari arrives Castina. In business, Nigerian stock market crosses 80 trillion naira mark. And on the foreign scene, Al-Shabaab fighters seize central Somali town, displacing thousands. In sports, Lamine Yamal faces probe over 18th birthday party. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now the news in full. The remains of late former President Muhammadu Buhari have arrived at the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua Airport in Castina ahead of his burial. Buhari's body was airlifted by the Nigerian presidential aircraft in London on Tuesday morning. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who personally received the body at the airport, had earlier asked Vice President Kashim Shettima and Femi Gbajàbiamila, his chief of staff, to proceed to the UK to accompany the body home. Meanwhile, thousands of police and Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC operatives have been deployed across Katsina State ahead of the state burial of late former President Muhammadu Buhari, with security presence concentrated around Daura and other strategic locations. Security agencies confirmed that both convert and other personnel have been stationed in all 34 local government areas to ensure a peaceful ceremony and prevent any disruptions. The officers have been specifically tasked with protecting critical infrastructure and government assets at the local, state and federal levels throughout the period of national mourning. Nigerians have described late former President Muhammadu Buhari as a leader whose life was defined by service, discipline, and commitment to restore integrity to public office. Some Nigerians who spoke to our correspondent, Ubong Osoro, praised him for his fight against corruption, his simplicity, and love for the country. The report.
Former Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari died in London after a long illness. He served as president from 2015 to 2023, and earlier as a military head of state from 1983 to 1985. In an interview, Nigerians reacted to the passing of the immediate past president, Muhammadu Buhari, saying the entire country has been thrown into a state of mourning, adding that being a two-term president is one of Buhari's greatest legacies.
Seriously, when I heard the news, I was so sad. I'm not really happy. He's our leader, he's our former president, he's our military head of state. That time, there's a policy that he brought that we all enjoy, and there's some policy he brought that we all sad.
It's a very sad one for all of us Nigerians. Many people may have their own side of the story about Muhammadu Buhari, but for me, he's a very good man.
They also described Buhari as a very good man who will be missed, while highlighting the End Power scheme as one of his major achievements.
We know him with his disciplinary record, who against indiscipline that he introduced to Nigeria, which reshaped the minds of Nigerians.
I really want to say I'm sorry for the great loss to the Buhari's family, because nobody is perfect. In every government, there's always the good and the bad.
Death is actually so inevitable, and he is quite old. He has done his bit, he has tried his best for Nigeria, and I just send my deepest condolences to the family and to Nigerians. I pray that his soul rests in peace.
As Nigerians reflect on the life and leadership of Muhammadu Buhari, many agree that his legacy, whether praised or criticized, has left a lasting mark on the nation's history. Ubong Osoro for Global TV.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has filed an appeal against the ruling of a federal high court that ordered the reversal of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's 6-month suspension from the Senate. In the notice filed at the Court of Appeal in Abuja, Akpabio argued that the court overstepped its bounds by intervening in internal parliamentary affairs protected under Section 251 of the Constitution and the legislative houses. Powers and Privilege Act, his appeal faulted the trial court procedure and jurisdiction, challenged the merging of interlocutory and substantive claims, and defended the Senate's disciplinary powers while accusing the court of denying him fair hearing. Now, in another development, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has emphasized the need to reposition the National Youth Council of Nigeria to become a more credible, inclusive, and strategic voice for Nigerian youths. The President of the Senate was presented by his Special Advisor on Niger Delta Affairs, Jeff Oyema, stated this at the National Youth Council of Nigerian Retreat in Abuja. Kabir Hassan has details.
With a team repositioning the National Youth Council of Nigeria for national impact and youth-driven development, the President of the Senate says repositioning Nigerian youth is a key component of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. He says the retreat will help strengthen the role of youth as a bridge with the government, thereby amplifying government effort and engaging youth in nation building.
And this government have youth in mind. Programs are coming up. The previous government that has been there, they will just come up and say youth will do this, will do that, without doing anything. And when you check about it, when you move around and see the crime rates and everything that is happening, most of them are the youth. Go to the IG, or you move to the different states and get your database from the CPs, the commissioners. You will find out that most of the thing that is happening is the youth. So we are coming up with a good mindset. We are coming up with programs. We are coming up, moving around to bring out the youth, let them believe there is still hope.
The President, National Youth Council of Nigeria, Solomon Adodo, says the retreat is aimed at addressing the urgent need for reform, youth inclusion, and leadership renewal across all tiers of governance. He stressed the need for collaboration, innovation, and accountability to rebuild the council's integrity and impact, as well as strengthening the youth council structure at the local and state levels so as to identify a pathway for genuine grassroots development.
Your needs, what the president wants to do is to address these needs. If there is unemployment, how can we together articulate and solve it? Young men and women are involved in the insecurity challenges. How can we together nip this in the bud? Vast lands and no food. How can we ensure food security for our country? So the president has thrown a task on the youth of Nigeria that we should organize ourselves, we should articulate our challenges, and he is ready to address and attend to them.
As Nigerian youth population continues to rise, expectations are equally growing for council to transform into a more transparent, active, and impact-driven institution. The retreat marks a potential turning point, one that could define a new era of youth-led transformation in Nigeria. Kabir Hassan reporting for Global TV.
In a major anti-crime operation TAG, Operation Sweep Abuja Clean, the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, impounded more than 280 vehicles, tricycles, and major motorcycles targeting black spots and unauthorized transport operators across the city. FCT Security Director Adamu Gwere said the clampdown followed directives from Minister Nyesom Wike and resulted in the arrest of beggars, scavengers, and illegal operators, with impounded items including 40 vehicles, over 200 motorcycles, and more than 40 tricycles. Some arrested destitute persons are being processed at the Buhari Rehabilitation Center for vocational training or repatriation. Gunmen have adopted the permanent secretary of Nasarawa Ministry of Information, Barrister Yusuf Musa, from his home in Shenge, Lafia, prompting a statewide manhunt. Police spokesman Rahman Nasir confirmed that Musa and his GMC vehicle were missing and tactical operations were launched across the state under the order of Commissioner of Police Shetima Jauro. Authorities have urged the public to remain calm and cooperate with security agencies to ensure the victims' safe rescue. Troops of 6th Division Nigerian Army have dismantled multiple illegal refinery sites and arrested 50 suspected oil thieves in Rivers State, Delta, Bayelsa, and Akwa Ibom. June 30th and July 13, 2025. Operations led by the Tactical River Rhine Squad uncovered over 250,000 liters of stolen crude and petroleum products, with key seizures made around the Imo River axis, Oki Forest and Warri waterways, including speedboats and chemical-laced surveyors. The Army destroyed numerous bunkering facilities and illegal refinery tools as the Acting Deputy Director of Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Danjuma Jonah, reaffirmed ongoing efforts to deny criminal freedom to operate in the region. You are watching the live broadcast of News Express. When News Express returns, Yellow Greens arrive Uganda for T20 series. Details coming shortly, plus business and foreign stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Express on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. The Nigerian exchange, NGX, sustained its bullish streak on Monday, with the all-share index rising by 539.94 basic points to close at 126.689.54, boosting market capitalization to 80 trillion naira. This marks the ninth straight day of gains, driven by improving economic outlook and investor confidence, with trading volume hitting over 1.2 billion shares worth 32.2 billion naira in 39.431 deals. The 52-week return on equities now stands at 27%, for surpassing gains in other emerging markets. The Nigerian naira closed at 1,518 per US dollar, marking the strongest level since March 14, 2025, and extending recent waves of currency recovery. Data from the Central Bank of Nigeria indicated a 0.74% daily gain, suggesting improving market sentiment and macroeconomic conditions. The rebound comes after months of depreciation and signals renewed confidence in the government fiscal and monetary reforms. On our foreign scene now, Al-Shabaab fighters have taken control of Tardo in Somalia's Harare region, displacing over 12,000 families and driving out clan fighters alleged with the government. Somali MP Dahir Amin confirmed that local forces are regrouping, with 100 soldiers deployed for a counter offensive as the group pushes further into central Somalia. The offensive escalates a long-running insurgency aimed at toppling the Somali government and imposing Sharia law. Daniel Martindale, a U.S. citizen who allegedly spied on Ukraine for Russia, has been granted Russian citizenship by decree of President Vladimir Putin, according to Moscow-installed authorities in Donetsk. Reports claim Martindale spent 2 years behind enemy lines, passing military coordinates to Russian secret services before being evacuated in a secret operation. At a Moscow ceremony, Martindale called receiving his Russian passport a dream come true, expressing deep loyalty to Russia. And in sports stories now, Nigerian senior men's cricket team, the Yellow Green, arrived in Uganda for the Pearl of African T20 series, scheduled from July 18th to 27th. The 20-man squad, led by Captain Sylvester Okpe and Coach Steve Takolo, includes debutants David Amakar and Jimo Abdulrahman. Nigeria will face Uganda, Kenya, Namibia, and UAE as part of preparations for the ICC T20 World Cup qualifier in September. Barcelona winger Lamine Yamal is under investigation by Spain's Ministry of Social Rights following complaints about the use of people with dwarfism as entertainers at his recent 18th birthday party. Advocacy group ADI alleged the act perpetrated stereotypes and violated disability rights, prompting a formal complaint and possible legal action. One performer involved defended their work on Catalan radio, saying it was voluntary and dignified, while Yamal's representatives have not commented. Fang Jo Sai, the world's oldest known marathon runner, has died at 114 years after being hit by a vehicle in his village in Punjab, India. His biographer confirmed. Sai became a global icon after taking up distance running at age 89, completing marathons well into his 100s and inspiring many with vitality and discipline. He carried the Olympic touch in 2004 and 2012 and was featured in ads alongside sports icons like Beckham and Muhammad Ali. As we end the Global TV News Express, let's take a quick look at our top stories again. On Global TV News Express, we brought to you that the remains of late former President Muhammadu Buhari have arrived to Umar Musa Yar'Adua Airport in Katsina ahead of his burial. In business now, the Nigerian exchange NGX sustained its bullish streak on Monday with the All-Share Index raising by 539.95 basic points to close at 126.689.54, boosting market capitalization to 80 trillion naira. And on the foreign scene, Al-Shabaab fighters have taken control of Tardo in Somalia's Hiran region, displacing over 12,000 families and driving out clan fighters led with the government. And finally, in sport, Nigerian senior men's cricket team, the Yellow Green, arrived in Uganda for the Pearl of African T20 series scheduled from July 18th to 27th. Now that's it on Global TV News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.